Hello and welcome to Geeky Gaming Reviews, where each game is thoroughly and meticulously reviewed using the 100-point scoring system that I've developed. I don't pander or play favorites, and I hold each game to the same rigorous standards to make sure that you get a high-quality, unbiased review every time. Today I'm going to be reviewing the game STRAY from indie developer Bluetwelve Studios. STRAY is a cyberpunk-themed action-adventure platformer puzzle solver where the main gimmick is the fact that you get to play as a cat. Not exactly the type of game I normally play, but it got excellent reviews and was recommended to me by several people, so I decided to give it a try. STRAY plays out a lot like a giant point-and-click escape room game, with the room that you have to escape from being a giant, hermetically sealed underground city inhabited by robots. As a victim of unfortunate circumstance, our feline friend has been trapped in the murky depths of said city, and it is your job to help him find his way out. The controls and gameplay are simple and easy. Rather than traditional platforming, STRAY presents you with fixed points where you can press a button to jump, allowing you to nimbly bounce up the sides of buildings, off rooftops, and a variety of other obstacles. This element creates gameplay that is much more about exploration than dexterity, and while it does take most of the challenge out of the game, it allows you to more fully immerse yourself in the story of STRAY, which is the game's true intention. Other than jumping, the controls allow you to run, meow, and interact with items and NPCs using B12, your trusty drone companion, who joins you early in the game and accompanies you on your adventures, providing guidance and advice, and also serving as your personal translator, your flashlight, and your opposable thumbs every time you need to interact with or pick up an item. A large part of the gameplay in STRAY centers around uncovering B12's lost memories, which involves exploring every nook and cranny in the game in search of interactable objects, which will each open up a new memory when interacted with. Outside of exploration and uncovering B12's memories, STRAY doesn't really offer much variety in terms of gameplay, which alternates between city exploration segments, where pretty much every quest requires you to find and retrieve various items, and traversal segments, which basically require you to make it from start to finish while avoiding one of the game's two enemies, Zerks or Sentinel drones. These segments are divided into chapters, which alternate back and forth with the intention of keeping gameplay fresh and interesting. And while this does help with the overall pacing of the gameplay, it does very little to stop things from quickly becoming stale and repetitive. Overall, it just feels like the gameplay relies a little bit too much on the novelty of being able to play as a cat, and not enough on providing engaging tasks and quality puzzles. And while we're on the topic of puzzles, I honestly don't think I could call anything I did in the 8 hours it took me to beat STRAY a puzzle. The whole experience felt more like an 8-hour scavenger hunt than a platformer puzzle solver, with this sequence here, where you get two Xerox machines to chase you and then roll a barrel across the floor, being the closest thing to a puzzle that STRAY actually had to offer. But hey, why would anyone want to solve puzzles when they could be knocking paint buckets off of rooftops, or scouring every inch of the slums in search of sheet music for a homeless robot? Now, I'm not saying I didn't have at least a little fun with the cat simulator, because I did. All I'm saying is, don't call your cat simulator a platformer puzzle solver when it doesn't actually have any real platforming or puzzle solving. Luckily, despite its lack of platforming and puzzles, the cyberpunk world of STRAY still manages to stay immersive and interesting by presenting players with a dystopian city full of mysteries to solve by interacting with various items and the many robot NPCs that call this city their home and lovingly refer to humans as their ancestors. STRAY encourages you to ask questions like, what happened to the humans? How did the robots end up taking over? What actually is a Zerk? How is B12 able to talk to you? Does he speak cat? Unfortunately, the actual answer to many of these questions is far-fetched to the point of being ridiculous. Allow me to explain myself. I enjoy futuristic sci-fi just as much as any other nerd, but in order for sci-fi to work, it has to be believable. It has to feel like a future that could possibly become a reality. Starting a game with 4 cats sleeping on a piece of cardboard, and then trying to tell me that it's set 7 million years in the future? Yeah, I don't think so. There were so many cool directions they could have taken the story, and this is what we got? The robots evolved complex intelligence and digestive systems, and the Zerks evolved from bacteria. Well, that's great. Want to watch me destroy this 7 million year old carpet? Too bad. Seriously though, this is some of the laziest storytelling I've ever seen. Like, they could have said that the robots evolved complex intelligence at an exponential rate, and the Zerks were a genetic experiment gone wrong. See, I came up with that in like 15 seconds, and it makes a million times more sense. And speaking of Zergs, how is it that they're able to devour a robot, but they can't chew through a chain-link fence or a cage? I'm sorry, I really wanted to enjoy Stray, and I genuinely was enjoying uncovering its mysteries, but once the story started to go off the rails with its 7 million year robot evolution nonsense, I lost any and all ability to continue taking it seriously. One highlight, however, was the story arc for B12, the game's true main character, which reveals itself in bits and pieces through recovered memories. Despite all of its issues with gameplay and storytelling, Stray still manages to look and sound excellent. The graphics are top-notch, and the music, which ranges from lo-fi beats to eerie ambient music, feels perfectly handpicked for the different areas you traverse throughout the game. It really is a shame that such a polished game has so little to offer outside of looking and sounding good, because you can see the love and attention to detail that was put into making the world of Stray rich and vibrant, and before the novelty of playing a cat simulator wore off, I was honestly enjoying bouncing around on rooftops, tripping unsuspecting robots, and knocking literally everything I could find on the ground. I even ended up doing a quick second playthrough to get the 2-hour speedrunning achievement. So if all you're looking for is a really good looking cat simulator where you run errands for robots, or a quick and easy game to speedrun, then Stray is the game for you. But if you're hoping for any more than that, you're probably going to end up disappointed. The majority of my Stray playthrough is free of any major glitches or bugs. However, I did notice the occasional animation glitch, like this Sentinel drone right here spazzing out. And on my first playthrough during the prison escape segment, Clementine just kind of froze in place when she should have opened the first door. Fortunately, there are an abundance of checkpoints throughout the game, and any bugs like this can be reset easily by returning to the nearest checkpoint in the menu. So, the overall score for Stray is going to look like this. Stray is a perfect example of an amazing idea with horrible execution, with its ridiculous, nonsensical storyline and apparent lack of platforming and puzzles. However, at its core, it still is a cat simulator, and a damn good one at that. So, is Stray an overrated game? Absolutely, but it's still probably worth an afternoon of your time. Just don't expect it to be Game of the Year material like people keep saying it is, because people are dumb. When you add everything up on the score sheet, the final score for Stray is going to be a 7.0 with a difficulty level of 3. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the other videos in my channel. And if there's anything that you guys want to see me do, feel free to leave a suggestion in the comments. I do respond to them. Till next time, this is Gishi, checking out.